Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
This is Steve Moulton for Tellini's Italiano. Tellini's Italiano is located right in front of the Walmart, right off of University, behind the McDonald's. More or less catty corner from Topgolf. It's one of my favorite places to go to, and if you go there, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to try the baked spaghetti, add a meatball. Also try the baked ziti with meat sauce, add sausage. You'll thank me. Save room for some pizzas and paninis as well. And don't forget about dessert as well. The best cheesecake I have had here in North Alabama is at Tellini's Italiano. Find out for yourself today. That's Tellini's Italiano, right off of University Drive in front of the Walmart. Located online at Tellinis.com. That's TELLINIS.com. Let's get some Tellini's tonight.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa, starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And there you have it. It's the official introduction. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We're off and running on a Tuesday morning. Your expected high today, 84 degrees, currently 69. Good time to give our good friends at Talent Heating and Air a call, 256-503-4490. Find them online, talenthvac.com. Don't wait too long to get that air conditioned serviced. Get a look at Thomas, Terry, Jeremy. They're just a phone call away. They're live and they are local and they are waiting for you to give them a call. It's Talent Heating and Air getting us started on a Tuesday.
And they make Sunday calls as well.
They can do anything, big, little, and small.
Yeah.
So I figured since Drew DeArmond is gallivanting around the state of Alabama watching Summer League basketball, we do need a little energy. We need a little juice in the building to get us going.
Hang
on a Tuesday.
Hang on.
No, Michael Irvin. He was, this is good. He was at a little youth camp. And Michael Irvin wanted everybody to know, and he's going to get us all fired up on a Tuesday.
Oh, boy. Every last one of them, I beat them all.
I heard you.
They can all outrun me, but I outring them. They can all outrun me, but I outring all of them. Ring-a-ding-a-ling. I got them all. I got rings and things. gold jacket, championship, all that.
all levels.
Anything. I didn't win a ring. I won rings.
Yes.
And I didn't win on one level, on all levels. I'm an S.
He was going into Southern preacher mode right there.
Ring-a-ling-ding. On it to that gets us going.
If anything, it really did remind me of that scene in the first Blues Brothers movie where James Brown is the preacher. I mean,
ring-a-ling-a-ding. I don't have a ring. I've got rings.
Let me tell you.
Oh,
yeah, and I'm sure he won those all by himself.
yeah, I know. But anyway, I mean, you could almost go. You could easily go sexual chocolate too.
Oh, you know what?
Coming to America.
How about Uncle Drew?
Oh,
so the preacher there from Uncle Drew. Yeah. But no, you're.
Anyway, that gets the fire because the fire is on a bus, and I hope it's not a yellow bus. I hope it's a chartered bus. But
last time
Drew DeArmond is.
Last time you were on a school bus.
Wow.
For me, it's high school.
I'm trying to think though.
I can't think of the last time I was on a school bus.
I'm thinking I parked. Well, I think we parked maybe one time, and it was a shuttle. And you know
what?
You're I think there was a shuttle at some point, but I can't remember where.
No, you're right.
It was
the Huntsville Championship. I had to shuttle up one time.
Yep, that's
and
where
it was on a school bus.
Yeah, so it was something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a school trip, but it was.
Yeah,
it was
I forgot
something
about
like that. It was like a shuttle that we had to ride.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, but I do wonder how often Drew DeArmond is on a school bus, and we need photographic evidence of this, Christian Schweers.
That he's on the bus.
Yeah. Wheels on the bus go round and round.
You think they're singing that? Let's sing it on the way to a basketball game. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. He's sitting there.
The score of the summer league game.
We do have a lot to get through on a Tuesday. We do have a lot to get through, and
we miss you, Drew. We miss you.
The College World Series is officially set, and last night, from the Durham region, this is how it ended.
2 outs, the 2-2. Ground ball to first. Ball game. Murray State has done it. Upset in Durham. The Racers race on to Omaha.
Their first ever trip to the College World Series. And what makes this interesting is that I feel pride here because they're not an original member, but they are now a member of the Missouri Valley Conference. So that is big because that is my alma mater's conference, Northern Iowa. We do not have baseball. We dropped our baseball program several years ago. But Murray State began playing baseball in 1928, and it lasted on and off. I mean, they dropped it and brought it back, but they brought it back full-time in 1946. They made their first regional 29 years after that. 1979, they won their first postseason game. And then you got to go a 24-year gap before they made it back to regionals in 2003. They got swept 0-2 at the Hattiesburg region. 22 years later and 97 years since they started playing baseball, Murray State arrived in its fourth ever regional. They win it 3-1 in Oxford, then 2-1 against Duke to advance to their first College World Series and their most wins ever, 44. And their baseball stadium on campus seats 800.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen this photo. And listen, this. I mean,
it reminds me It reminds me a lot of going to UAH. It does. I mean, I'm looking at the picture.
That's fair.
It reminds me of going to a UAH baseball game.
You know what? I think UAH's facilities are better.
Yeah, they may be.
I'm taking a look at the stadium right now, and I think UAH's facilities are better. Because I'm taking a look. There is kind of a field house behind home plate, but there's stands right in front of them. At least over at UAH, you've got that, big facility between softball and baseball and a wraparound.
It looks like
they have for baseball over at UAH. They don't have that here.
They have seating.
They have one stands.
But then they have stands that are built into the I guess you could say the bunker or the hill there, and fans can put their lawn chairs and sit there on the grass behind home plate to the right a little bit.
There's nothing in the outfield.
No, and it's something, but it's amazing that they are there.
There's a scoreboard in the outfield.
So they are there, obviously their first ever trip to the World Series. The rest of the field stacks up like this. You got LSU making their 20th appearance in Omaha. Arizona will be making their 19th. Arkansas will be making their 12th. Oregon State will be making their 8th ever appearance. Louisville 6, UCLA 6, Coastal Carolina. They are 1,000% when attending Omaha. It's their second ever appearance. Their only other appearance, they won the national championship. So they are batting 1,000 in Omaha as far as winning goes. Then they'll be making their second trip. But the biggest question is, who wins Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge this year?
I mean, it's pretty simple. When you add up the teams that are there, there's one team. There's one fan base.
That Rocco is hoping wins and stays there long?
They could, you know what? They'll still have a strong showing.
Yeah, and that would be the LSU Tigers.
Thank you. I mean, this is pretty simple. Of the last time they were there, I think it was like close to 70,000 Jello shots.
Yeah.
So, but get ready, Omaha. The boys from Baton Rouge are coming in and taking over the Jello.
You got to button down the hatches. It's all for charity, by the way. And we talk about the Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge. It has become a social media darling. That's really how it all got cranked up. But what they do is they take the proceeds from the Jello Shot Challenge and they send the money to that town for a charity. Usually it goes to the food banks of that said city.
So a local radio station has put the over-under mark. Yeah, for Jello shots. Welcome to our world now. Questioning whether or not LSU will hit 100,000. If there's any group across the country that can hit 100,000 Jello shots,
right,
it's LSU fans.
Oh, so that is the field for the College World Series in Omaha. It all gets started on, I believe, on
Saturday. Or you might be right. Because I know LSU and Arkansas play late Saturday night. That's why I immediately went there.
Right.
You're right. You're right.
I believe it is on Friday.
Arizona and Coastal Carolina.
Yep. 1 o'clock on Friday.
Yep.
And then Louisville and Oregon State on Friday at 6 o'clock. Then you get Murray State and UCLA at 1 on Saturday, and LSU Arkansas at 6 on Saturday. So
always weather pending this time.
Are we having any of those? Are we going to have those?
We will have the College World Series, but I need to find out from Westwood One how much they are offering.
Right.
I don't know the answer to that question. Hopefully it'll be in my email today.
All right. Well, see, and this is also when I wish Drew was here. We may just call him because Alabama got a recruit yesterday. We talked Alabama football recruiting yesterday.
Yeah.
And Alabama did get a football recruit, but I cannot pronounce his name.
What else is? I'm right there with
Have you seen the name of the one that they've gotten?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I'm about to look it up. How many do we need to buy a Val Pat?
I believe they just call it Sam Utu, UTU, because the rest of the name you can't pronounce. I can't pronounce. I think they've shortened it all down, but they ended up getting an offensive lineman, which yesterday Drew alluded to it. We talked to Rodney Orr yesterday. This was not unexpected. This was the feeling yesterday morning that this would happen, and it did happen. So Alabama did get the offensive line recruit that they expected yesterday.
6'4", 320 pounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty good metrics right there for Kalen DeBoer.
Hey, John, could you by chance go down and let Pete Sands in? Yeah. That's just how we do things here.
Yeah.
We just
we are going to talk a little golf.
Well, we are. Pete Sands from Cherokee Ridge going to join us here at the bottom of the hour. Well, heck, he may just join us after this break. Why not? Because that's just what we feel like doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's going to join us. There's a huge event coming up at Cherokee Ridge. There's also a big event coming up at Oakmont Country Club coming up starting on Thursday, the U.S. Open getting ready to tee off there. And that is an interesting golf course and an interesting event because if you've not seen pictures of the rough from Oakmont, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, the rain that blew through here also blew through there. So from what I've read, they haven't touched it. The rough
not
area.
touched it. And they want the greens fast and they want them hard and they want them to roll. So we're going to see about that. So we're going to talk a little golf there. Do have a college football question to ask, and that's why we may not bring Pete right in. So the question as we go to break, and John will have to hurry back up here because it's break time. But the question coming out of break that we can answer is, and this is an interesting one because the House settlement is done. We know the universities are going to start paying athletes, and we say athletes because it's not just football players. They're going to start paying athletes in general.
If you ever hear someone say student athlete from here on out, can you just say stop?
Right. Stop. Reggie Bush got his Heisman back, right? Because Reggie Bush took improper benefits while he was in school. He got his Heisman back. A lot of athletes that committed NCAA infractions while they were at school, they're going to get money. They're going to get paid.
Over the last 10 years.
Over the last 10 years, they're all going to get paid. So as we go to break, we asked this question, should that same rule or that same thing be applied to coaches now? Coaches that have show causes, should they get it exonerated for recruiting violations because athletes are now getting paid and they're getting back pay? Go to break and we'll answer that next.
John, time for a break.
Wow.
Good morning.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back for 12 games in 13 days at Toyota Field, starting June 10th through the 22nd. The back-to-back homestands contain 5 giveaway nights, 4 post-game fireworks shows, 2 brand-new team identities, and the in-park debut of the number 57 Trash Pandas race car. Get your tickets for the double homestand now at TrashPandasBaseball.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that his mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
With Joe Hunk and John Abraham. Weekday morning starting at 9 a.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. Welcome in. And just so you know, and Steve is filling in for one Drew DeArmond this morning.
That's right.
Pete Sands from Cherokee Ridge now in studio with us. If you have any problems hearing, if you cannot hear anything,
Careful.
just say Baghdad Bob is acting
Careful. Careful.
That is the name for it. So we name everything on the morning show. Everything has a name. Baghdad Bob is affectionately known as that. So
I'm good right now.
Okay, if you get any static or anything, just say Baghdad Bob is acting up, and we all know what you mean.
Okay. Talk about ending a conversation very quickly, though.
No, what?
Yeah, he needs his microphone.
He's on 2, right?
Yeah, he's on 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is Baghdad Bob back in?
No, it's good there. It's good. It's good there. So that is what, and Drew has a love-hate relationship with Baghdad Bob. Have you not heard all this?
I occasionally do.
All right.
Yes,
All
I
right.
do.
Anyway, Pete Sands from Cherokee Ridge in with us. And before we get to why Pete is here, we teased it right before the break, but the U.S. Open, see, this is perfect timing for you to be in
I
here.
wasn't even coming for that, but on the way here, I was like, you know what? We'll probably talk
U.S. Open.
Probably the second biggest major of the year.
It is.
Yeah.
But this U.S. Open, Oakmont Country Club, up there in Pennsylvania, up there in the western edge of Pennsylvania, I believe. This is the 10th Open ever. They've had 9 of them there. But what makes this one special is after before the 07 one, they just took out all the trees and they made this thing completely open to where you can see everything, put it back to its roots. But the rough at Oakmont is something to keep an eye on, right?
Each major, you try to find a storyline, right? Whether it's a player that's trying to get something, or maybe some rivalry going on. But I think this one is definitely, what is the golf course going to do to these players, and getting back to basically the argument: do you want the U.S. Open to be like even par wins? Because we've gone now a couple years where it's, scores are getting lower and lower and lower. And did the USGA come in and say, all right, enough's enough?
Right.
We are greens are going to roll 16 and 11-foot rough. That good luck.
Okay, so for those that don't know, we understand 16, but how fast is 16?
16 would be like going to the Von Braun Center during a Huntsville Havoc game, going on the ice and trying to make a putt. It's probably
that fast.
That fast, yes. So 16 meaning the stent meter, that's the green speed, how fast the greens are going to get. And when you talk undulation and stuff like that, it can get out of hand very quickly. And not only that, but let's throw in a 293-yard par 3.
Woo!
So if you play Cherokee Ridge, it's like hole number 1 being a par 3.
Whoa. Is that how far? Seriously?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Oh, yeah. They have a 293-yard par 3.
I'm visiting hole 1 at Cherokee Ridge. Yeah. That's a par. Wow.
Yeah. So let's see what.
I'm not getting there.
Let's see. Well, that was my thought. Is like, obviously you got the Schefflers, the McIlroys, the Brysons of the world. Who's the poor guy that qualified that hits his tee ball 290 yards? That's teeing up driver on a par 3. That's an ego check right there.
Wow. Not me.
No.
Not me.
Probably me.
So the last Open there was 2007.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Can anyone remember who won the 2007 U.S. Open? Tiger Woods was in the mix, but he stumbled on Sunday out of the gates, like on the 3rd hole.
It was somebody like you wouldn't.
Chain smoker.
Yeah. Chain smoker.
Yeah.
All right, we got dead air.
No. I did. This is called thinking.
This is.
I am just drawing a blank
on
right
Hell
now.
Cabrera. 2007.
Man, that makes me feel old.
And you got to go all the way back to this is what's interesting. See, I cheat because I got notes here.
Yeah.
You got to go. Then you go all the way back to was it 07? One of the ones. 1994. Ernie Els won it in 1994, the U.S. Open at Oakmont.
I don't know about you guys, but to me, the most memorable has to be the Rocco Tiger playoff.
To me, that was the year.
Is the most memorable.
That was the next one because Tiger was on one leg.
Yeah,
and that was the following year after this one when he collapsed. But you go back to 1994, Ernie Els won at Oakmont. But somebody else retired and really kind of took away the headlines from Ernie Els winning in 1994, and that was Arnold Palmer.
Yeah,
that was his last Open.
Played his last U.S. Open at Oakmont in 1994.
Do you have? I'm sure you've seen that date of what happened with OJ going on. It turned into a special on ESPN. There was a lot happening on that day.
A lot on that day.
But anyway, so that's the U.S. Open getting ready to tee off there at Oakmont. Who do you like? Who would you? Is Scotty Scheffler? Everybody's going to pencil Scotty Scheffler in now.
I think you got to put him on top of the list. I mean, but I mean, when you make a golf course this tough, it actually brings probably a lot of people in play because it's like who can hit a fairway, who can hit a green. Who can kind of manage the golf course a little bit, who can avoid that large number. I think everybody's going to make some bogeys, but who can avoid that double bogey, triple bogey out there. So, I mean, Scotty's there. I mean, Rory, you would think coming out of Augusta, getting the elephant off, big elephant off his back, but I mean, he missed the cut by $1 million last weekend. So
boy, he took a lot of heat, did he not, for not playing in the Memorial?
Yeah, but then he plays in the RBC Canadian Open. So it's like, obviously money talks for him too, not just
Scotty Scheffler has won 16 PGA Tour events and 3 majors, but yet there is, at least for casual fans, this Tiger aura around him. Yeah. Not saying that he doesn't deserve it.
The unusual thing, at least for me, it was like, I thought if you would have asked me how many majors he had, I would have said more than 3.
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't be able to count them, but it's just, he does have that Tiger. I think the world of golf is itching so much for that superstar, for that, who's the guy, who's the face of it.
Right.
And I think it's like they kind of have a mix between a handful and, I think actually after the whole Scotty last year when he got arrested, I think that was like, all right, hey, here's a guy that is now on everybody's.
It kind of humanized him a little
bit.
Yeah, because it kind of took him and put him in a light where everybody kind of felt sorry for him. I mean, yeah, he kind of flexed his muscle a little bit there and said, I don't want to have to wait in line type of thing.
Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
but everybody kind of humanized him a little bit and kind of was like, if they were on the fence of wanting to find somebody to root for on the PGA Tour, Scotty Scheffler gave them a reason to.
Correct. It got his name mainstream.
Yes.
Because like it wasn't the story of Scotty's golf, it was that story, but it got his name in everybody's mouth. So, but I mean, they've tried with Rory. I think that's kind of been a, love-hate relationship with, is he the face of the tour? Is he not? A couple of years ago, everybody was hoping like Ricky Fowler was going to be it because every young person loved him, and he's kind of fell off. So I think, growing up in the Tiger era, I don't think, it's going to be hard because these guys are so good.
Right.
So like Tiger came on, he introduced, fitness to the golf. He introduced, kind of, I was actually talking to
Navy SEAL fitness.
Correct. Yeah. I was talking to the, my buddy Adam at Bridgestone.
Yes.
And, I actually learned something the other day from him. Tiger also was the first one to put in a non-wound golf ball into play.
Really?
So like, he even had like he was using technology back then.
He was using, and because Adam told us that he was using Bridgestone technology when he was playing with a Nike golf ball, but because Nike was the sponsor of Tiger, they had to slap the Nike logo on a Bridgestone golf ball.
Yeah, Nike subbed out the making of the golf ball for to Bridgestone. So
that's crazy when you start thinking of all that.
Yes, and it goes to the like I said, am I going to see another Tiger Woods in my lifetime? I don't know, but I'll probably be skewed too. So even when the next guy, I'll be that old guy being like, oh yeah, back in my day, we had this guy named Tiger Woods that dominated. So.
All right. Well, Pete did not just come in to talk U.S. Open golf. He came in to talk about an event coming at Cherokee Ridge. When we come back, we'll fill you in on what that event is.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Pretty close to seasonal for this time of year. A couple of isolated showers, but the vast majority of us going to be dry. Dropping into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for your Wednesday. Temperatures once again climbing into the mid and upper 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list and maybe a little scary, but it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tom Abraham back from my friend Ross Roberts at Valley Equipment Rental. It's springtime, so let's get that garden tilled with a tiller from Valley Equipment. And while you're at it, snag a power washer for the house and the driveway. And if you're putting in a sprinkler system, they have the small trencher that you need. And you can even rent a Skag zero-turn mower and much more to get your property in shape. Valley Equipment, not just for the contractor, but the homeowner as well. 2 locations on the North and South Parkway. Valley Equipment Rental. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, legendary fun, legendary food.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
$7:35 on a Tuesday morning. Got Tyson, Steve Moulton sitting in for Drew DeArmond on this Tuesday. Beautiful Tuesday. Today's a good day to go out there and swing the sticks. Might as well go play a little golf, and you can play a little golf at Cherokee Ridge. All you got to do is visit our deal site, and you can get some half-off deals to Cherokee Ridge and Gunner's Landing and all that fun stuff. Speaking of Cherokee Ridge, we heard from him in the last segment, but Pete Sands is with us in studio.
This is my first time in the new studio.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, guys. Impressed.
Well, normally we're sitting out on the veranda, and we're enjoying the beautiful sunrise out there at Cherokee Ridge, which, by the way, is beautiful.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool today.
It would have been fun.
Oh, it would have been nice today, yeah.
It would have been fun just to sit back there and take it easy. But you did journey over here to us because there's a big event coming up here in a couple weeks at Cherokee Ridge.
Yes, so basically back in when Cherokee Ridge was first built in 1992, they brought in the Nike Tour, which was back then what the Corn Ferry is. And so there was the Nike Tour Alabama Classic. And so I was trying to think of hey, how do I get a special event at Cherokee Ridge that is unique and that, people can come and enjoy it. I mean, one of the things that I get asked all the time, because, that's one thing we do pride ourselves on is the events at Cherokee Ridge. And so everybody asks, do you have to be a member? Do you have to be a member to play in member guest? Yes. club championship, yes. Well, this you do not. So this is open to the public. This is open to everybody. We got the approval from Nike to utilize the name, the Nike Tour Alabama Classic. So June 28th and 29th, we are hosting the Alabama Classic. It's a little spin-off of what the original tournament was. So this is going to be a 2-player tournament. So you can bring a buddy, you can have a partner. 2-day, we're going to flight it after day 1. So, it's all handicaps are welcome. Paying cash prizes, you get a cool Nike tee gift. So we're hopefully going to do it up pretty well for everybody and let everybody enjoy. Hopefully some great weather, some great golf. Golf course is getting good. New superintendent Kyle Brooks is
he's been working hard.
Yes, he's been fighting Mother Nature for the last 6 months since he's come. But the golf course looks great. I mean, those guys I was out there yesterday with them, and they're busting their tails. So we appreciate them. But yeah, so June 28th, 29th, Nike Tour Alabama Classic. It's also just fun to sit there and say you played in an event that David Duval played in, Davis Love played in. So all those guys we were talking about, kind of the up and coming guys back in the 90s, the up and coming guys were playing in Nike
It
Tour
was now, I mean, that it bled into different names. I think buy.com at one time, it bled into something else, and now it's the Corn Ferry Tour.
Correct. Yeah. So it went Nike Tour. Like you said, that I'm trying to remember what it was.
Hooters.
Hooters was a little below.
Yeah, Hooters was down.
Yeah, and remember, for those that don't know, when Municipal was open, the Municipal course down here that was off of Airport hosted a Hooters tournament one time because there was no courses available, and Burning Tree was not available. They did it at Burning Tree once, and they actually hosted the Hooters at the Memorial Tournament. Or the golf course here, the Municipal, the Muni, and boy, you want to talk about those golfers tearing up the score there.
Sure.
Oh my goodness, they played 18 there. They played 18, and they were laughing at it when they got done. Most of the good ones did. Drove over to Hampton Cove to play another 18 because they just wanted to do something. They felt like they needed something. Yes.
So, but yeah, Nike Tour was the Corn Ferry before the Corn Ferry.
Yeah.
So we're excited about bringing it back. It's a unique story about that. So our current ownership, one of the people in the ownership group, Jimmy Green, he actually played in the Nike event, and that's how we got introduced to Cherokee Ridge.
Wow.
So it is coming kind of full circle with that, and we're excited. I mean, like I said, if you follow us on Facebook, you see we usually blow up all these events that we do, and this is giving an opportunity for someone that's not a member to play in Cherokee Ridge, to play in an event at Cherokee Ridge, give you that opportunity. And then also, I mean, it's fun, competitive, get out there with a buddy. The format is going to be a scramble shamble. So the front 9 will be a shamble, back 9 will be a scramble, and then we'll flip it for day 2. So front 9 will be a scramble, back 9 will be a shamble. So,
and for those that don't know, a shamble is
both players will hit a tee shot. You're going to take the best tee shot and play, and then play your own ball from there. So it kind of is a mix between best ball and a scramble. But it's probably one of the funner events for people because it's not.
I played in that last year for the first. I did a shamble the first time.
I think
the first time ever for the member guest.
Yeah, member guest.
The member guest, the shamble, and that was it is fun
because it gets a ball in play.
Yes,
right. It's like that's a lot of us amateurs. Our hardest thing is to get a ball in play.
Yep.
So gets a ball in play, and then you can kind of play your own ball from there, and your score looks a whole lot better than if we were just teeing it up solo. So, but no, I mean it's going to be fun. It's going to be a little competitive, but also, like I said, we're flighting it after day 1. So it can bring everybody in play. It's not handicapped. So you don't need a handicap to play. We're going to flight it, and that's what's going to kind of handicap the event for it. So
very nice. I just, where did this idea come from?
So it was, like I said, we always try to, there's so much good golf here in North Alabama. I mean, it's probably the most underrated area for golf that I've ever been to. And so we're at Cherokee Ridge, it's not like we could sit there and say, hey, there's not another good golf course to play, right? I mean, because there's just Gunner's Landing, you said, they're great.
Yeah.
Valley Hill's great. Huntsville Country Club's great. All the Ledges is great. So
You can't play them.
Well,
I mean,
Gunner's Landing you can play.
Gunner's Landing you can play, but Huntsville Country Club, Valley
Ledges,
Hill,
yes,
the Ledges.
yeah.
I mean, it's know somebody to know somebody to play.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So we look at it where, like, how do we make ourselves stand out?
Right.
How do we sit there and do things that other guys aren't doing? And that's kind of how we focus our events on, right? Let's give, this year we kind of have, that tour feeling. Like we're trying to give our guests, we're trying to give our members that tour feeling. The same, when Scotty Scheffler walks onto Oakmont, he's getting an experience. We're trying to give that same experience to our members and our guests this year. And this is kind of part of it, right? Like play an event that you'll get the same feeling as, Scotty's going to stand on 17 at Oakmont. You'll get the same feeling standing on 17, knowing you have to go, hey, if I go par birdie, we have a chance for this thing. And that's kind of those endorphins we try to get into our customer a little bit.
All right. So if anyone's driving, listening to us, or doing something, working and listening, how do they sign up for this? How do they be a part of it?
Easiest way is to get on Facebook. So Facebook, social media. I mean, you're more than welcome to call the golf course 256-841-4551. But if you get on, I know that was off the top of my head on that one. But
we don't know phone numbers anymore. We just look into our phone and we hit Cherokee Ridge, or you hit whatever. You don't ever type in a number.
Yes. So I mean, my wife always gets on to me about that. I don't know her number, so I mean, I just go on my.
I don't know my son's number. I just hit his name. I'm
Correct.
sorry.
I mean, day and age we live in.
Yes.
But follow us on Facebook. If you go on Facebook, you'll see a post. It's got a sign up link right there. It is $300 for non-members, so there's $300 a team, $250 for members of Cherokee Ridge. But I mean, we look forward to it. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna have foods included, some drinks are included.
Wings.
Cherokee
Ridge wings.
Have you had them yet?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I've had them.
All right.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. Cherokee Ridge wings.
We have the most underrated food I've ever.
You do.
It's crazy. I mean, I talk all the time. I'm like, how are we not packed for lunch? Because our food is amazing. I mean, look at me. I don't get this way by not being able to have good lunch every day.
Well, I will tell you that I had an issue. Well, listen, I visited our tower quite frequently over the weekend. So I was waiting on an individual Sunday morning. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go over and check out Cherokee Ridge and the buffet,
the brunch,
the Sunday. Yes, the Sunday brunch. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. I mean,
oh my goodness.
We do Sunday
do it
brunch.
up.
Oh,
Sunday brunch every Sunday, brunch buffet.
Yeah.
Do a Friday night buffet on every Friday. Thursday night we have a sit down dinner, and then lunch Tuesday through Sunday. So come to plug a tournament and let's plug some food and beverage.
I can attest to all of this because John
brings
home pizzas every other
great
day.
pizzas.
And we smash on that for about a week.
Yes, yeah. I can't believe you guys are $1.25 each. I mean, the amount of food John eats, it's like he's got some sort of tapeworm in there. But yeah, I mean, so
the tournament is set for June 28th and 29th.
Yeah, so Saturday, Sunday. We'll shotgun started. Everybody's gonna have a good time. I got really, really cool trophies for the flight winners. That's gonna be it's gonna be basically it's definitely going on your mantle. I'll put it that way.
Wow. So Pete Sands in studio with us from Cherokee Ridge, the Nike Classic, right?
The Nike Tour Alabama Classic.
Nike Tour Alabama Classic.
Yeah.
Cherokee Ridge, June 28th and 29th. So we'll put the little sign up information on our Facebook page as well. It'll be on the Cherokee Ridge page, and you can always call Cherokee Ridge if you want to be a part of it. Get out there, be a part of it. Beautiful course, should be beautiful weather. We're hoping for beautiful weather.
Yeah. No more rain.
No more rain.
Goodness gracious.
I got a 13-acre lake that I pull irrigation from. I don't need any more rain. So I'm good. I'm good on the rain.
Aren't we all?
All right, let's get a break in. When we come back, wrap up hour one, Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window Company. When it comes to replacement windows, exterior doors, or new window screens, Your Home Window is the answer anywhere in Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, or Hartselle. Your Home Window windows and doors are made here in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. When replacing those old windows or doors, Your Home Window has the solution for you. In-home estimates are always free and financing is available. Learn more at yourhomewindow.com and see clearly with Your Home Window. Visit yourhomewindow.com to make an appointment today.
This is Steve Moulton for Tellini's Italiano. Tellini's Italiano is located right in front of the Walmart, right off of University, behind the McDonald's. More or less catty corner from Topgolf. It's one of my favorite places to go to, and if you go there, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to try the baked spaghetti, add a meatball. Also try the baked ziti with meat sauce, add sausage. You'll thank me. Save room for some pizzas and paninis as well. And don't forget about dessert as well. The best cheesecake I have had here in North Alabama is at Tellini's Italiano. Find out for yourself today. That's Tellini's Italiano, right off of University Drive in front of the Walmart. Located online at Tellinis.com. That's TELLINIS.com. Let's get some Tellini's tonight.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
What's happening?
Big thank you. Big thank you to Pete Sands, Cherokee Ridge, dropping by. See, he thought he was only going to be here for
one segment.
He really did. He only thought he was going to be in here for one, but we got two segments out of Pete Sands from Cherokee Ridge, and that was good. Don't forget, coming up on June 28th and 29th, they're bringing back the classic, the Alabama Classic, the Alabama Nike Classic, coming to Cherokee Ridge. The Nike Alabama Classic. It's a 2-player scramble shamble. Flighted after day one. $300 for non-members, $250 for Cherokee Ridge members. It's golf, cash prizes. You get a heck of a Nike tee gift. You get beverages, all that kind of stuff. We'll have the information up on our Facebook page, and you can visit Cherokee Ridge. You can give them a call today as well. But get on out there and play. It's going to be a fantastic time. Cherokee Ridge does a lot for us. They do our golf classic every year out there. Pete Sands does. They get the course ready for it. Now, when you play in ours, it's coming out of the winter, so the course isn't like 110%, but it's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Give this about a day. If the rain holds off and give some humidity and get everything, that course is going to be in prime shape June 28th and 29th. So if you're looking for something to do that weekend,
I'm just telling you that Sunday brunch. That's Sunday.
Worth it.
I'm just telling you. I mean, it's. well worth that little jaunt down the parkway, if you know what I
it's
mean.
only like 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So before Pete sat in the hot seat, we asked the question, now that the NCAA is going to be back paying athletes, schools are going to pay athletes, you got revenue distribution, it's going to be like 20-some million dollars right out of the gates. Players from 10 years ago, they're going to get paid money. Reggie Bush has his Heisman back. Reggie Bush took improper benefits for recruiting.
A house. A house for his parents.
But now it's perfectly fine. The collective could buy his parents a house if they so want. Now they'd have to report it now, but they'd be able to buy it. So I asked this question because there's two big names. One that pertains to Alabama football, and then there's one that pertains to the level of NCAA football that are in the middle of a show cause right now. And if they wanted to come back to college football, they could not come back to college football. And that is, number one, Jim Harbaugh. Remember, Jim Harbaugh is under a 4-year show cause for things that happened at Michigan, recruiting stuff, dealing with recruiting and lying and all that other stuff. And then, of course, you have Jeremy Pruitt from Tennessee. But you look at all the stuff that Jeremy Pruitt did, all the cash and the money and the recruiting stuff, it's all fine now. But we're going to give players back. We're going to give players money. They're going to get money from the past. So should we exonerate these show causes for these coaches for things? If we're going to give players money, back pay, should we lift these show causes for a Jeremy Pruitt and Jim Harbaugh going forward?
I would lean towards no, because breaking the rules is still breaking the rules. Even if breaking the rules today, this to me has a very untouchables feel.
But Reggie Bush broke the rules, and we gave him his Heisman back and everything else.
I do. I realize that. But to me, especially if you're a coach,
right,
you should be held to a higher standard. My opinion, but I would keep the show causes for the coaches simply because the rules are there for a reason. Although it does feel like it's drawn on an etch-a-sketch right now in the NCAA.
It does.
But rules are there, and I just, as much as it does feel like July 1st is kind of a new era for college sports, period, across the board, I wouldn't be on board for that. I think Coach Harbaugh needs to serve out his show cause. And what I think Jeremy's was only like 4.
Jeremy's was like 7 years.
Was it 7 years?
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 years.
Jeremy Pruitt's was,
or 5 years, 4 or 5 years, I thought. But anyway, nonetheless,
6 years. Jeremy's was a 6-year show cause.
We're actually sneaking up on that, are we not?
That was 2023. So I think 29 is when.
So much has changed. I thought it was further. I mean,
yeah, Friday. So he received his show cause in 2023, and it was a 6-year show cause. So more than 200 infractions, 29 recruits and their families, 10 active players. They received impermissible cash benefits totaling more than $60,000. So it was cash benefits.
Did the whole McDonald's bag thing, was that actually, I mean, did that actually happen? Or
I think it did, but everything that they did, the collectives are doing now. That's why Reggie Bush got his Heisman back, because everything that was going on now is fine. And that's why he got his stuff back. So if it's good for one, why is it not good for the other? And if we're giving kids, if we're paying the athletes now, and let's be honest, before NIL, these Power 5 schools, your major players were paying kids to come to their school. It's not a secret.
Nobody was ever lily white to steal a Pat Dye term.
Right. I mean, everyone in the state of Alabama, the first person that comes to mind is Cam Newton. Because that whole saga that went on that year, the bag and getting the money, and then Auburn saying, no, you're ineligible. And then all of a sudden you're eligible. And then is he going to play against Georgia? Is he not going to play against Georgia? And everybody's waiting for the starting lineups to come across the video board to see if Cam Newton's actually going to be in the starting lineup. And he is in the starting lineup, and everyone goes crazy because he's playing. I mean, that whole Cam Newton saga, but everything is all fine now.
How about Brian Denny playing Take the Money and Run?
Yes.
I mean, that was just one of the more. Were you down there for that game?
Yes, I was there for that whole entire.
I remember when the song came on, we just all started looking around like, oh my gosh, you're really playing this. And then the Cam back.
Right.
That was as loud and as quiet as I've ever heard Bryant Denny Stadium.
In one game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines. We're going to kick off hour 2 coming up next. Chris Lee going to join us and preview the College World Series in Omaha with our good buddy Chris Lee.
Come on, Racers.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The College World Series starts this Friday in Omaha, Arkansas. The current favorite heading in at plus 220, followed by LSU at plus 240, Coastal Carolina plus 650, Oregon State plus 700. Arizona and UCLA both plus 1,000. Louisville plus 1,300. Murray State still to be determined. Action gets underway this Friday. Number 13 Coastal Carolina minus 240 against Arizona. Then the number 8 Oregon State Beavers favored at minus 160 against Louisville. On Saturday, number 15 UCLA minus 285 against Murray State. Number 3 Arkansas minus 120 against number 6 LSU. I'm Chuck Sanders on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Welcome back. Hour 2 of Talking Ball. Scott Theisen, no Drew DeArmond. Steve Moulton sitting in for the illustrious Drew DeArmond. Drew is off enjoying some high school summer league basketball. If you win, you get popsicles. Anyway, SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center helping us kick off hour number 2. The official medical providers for the UAH Chargers and the Rocket City Trash Pandas, both of which you can hear right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, 256-881-5151 to experience the SportsMed difference.
I tell you, summer league basketball, at least back in the day, it was no fun for me back in the day, but I would imagine things are different. And
we never really had it. We had AAU basketball, and so you went for a couple weeks or something like that, but it was not this extent. We did not have this back in Iowa because right now, even though school is out, your high school sports are still going on.
That's right.
So baseball and softball are still being played. You're in the middle of your high school and baseball seasons. They do not end until the middle of July. And so you are in the middle of high school, but so you can't do a lot of it because if you're a small school, a lot of the kids that play basketball, I mean, you're playing baseball right now, or you're playing softball right now. So you cannot do that. But anyway, speaking of baseball and speaking of playing baseball, the SEC still has a couple teams ticking. They may not have had the regional success that they were thinking they were going to have. We've said disappointing. We've used that word several times, but they do get two teams to Omaha, LSU and Arkansas. And I guess it's only fitting that they have to play each other once they get to Omaha.
How about that?
Yeah, but the field is set. There are some surprises. You got 7 conferences, I believe, represented in Omaha. So you got a wide smorgasbord, but our good buddy, he's been with us throughout this whole baseball journey. Vandy247 and Southeastern 16, I should say. Chris Lee, kind enough to join us here on a Tuesday. Chris, you got Scott and Steve. No Drew this time, but Scott and Steve in studio.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. Boy, we get a Monday night game, Duke and Murray State. We start there. And wow, what a Cinderella run for Murray State.
Yeah, I don't know what was more impressive going through what Murray State went through in Oxford, which not only was on the road, but I thought that was like the most balanced regional. And they lost a game there. And then you go to Duke, a team that's been red hot and playing in its own park. And just, you got power hitters up and down the lineup. And, that's tough to deal with when you're a mid-major, with the pitching and all. And then, thinking you won it last night and then finding out you didn't win it, you have to undo the dog pile and then come back and go at it again. But, I mean, man, these guys just kept taking it, and dealing it back, and just super impressed with what they did.
I'm telling you, I was thoroughly impressed with Coastal Carolina, especially that quick turnaround after that game ended. It felt like at 2 a.m. Friday night going into Saturday down at Auburn, but thoroughly impressed with keeping Auburn to just 1 run there on Saturday. And that was a heck of a 1-2 there for Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what that team is. It can pitch and pitch and pitch some more, and it's got Caden Bodine behind the plate, who's a future major league catcher. And I mean, just it is incredible what Murray State and Coastal have both done in an era where, like, I feel like the mid majors are more disadvantaged than ever before, because if you got good players, the big boys are coming for them in the portal, or even before they get in the portal in the off season. So, I mean, these would normally be great stories anyway, but what those two programs have done is just amazing this year.
Coastal Carolina, no doubt, heads to Omaha as the hottest team. They take 2 from Auburn, and Auburn was playing really good baseball. Can we make a case, or should we be making a case, that Coastal was underseeded in this tournament?
Yeah, I made the case the day the committee did it. I mean, they lost 11 games in the regular season. And I know the Sun Belt was down, but if you looked at the computer rankings that I trusted, they were suggested that maybe you're a top 5 team in the country, certainly top 10. If you looked at, just the stats and how they pitched and how they pitched from so many different spots, that told a story too. Yeah, I thought 13 was almost, I'm not going to say criminal, but it just felt too low for them. And I don't know that normally postseason baseball proves or disproves anything, because in a short series, a lot of stuff can happen, but it certainly didn't hurt the argument that I made then.
So breaking down the 2 brackets, who do you like coming out of each bracket heading into this tournament?
Well, look, God help you if you can predict things in this tournament. That's been a loser's error. And I looked at this thing backwards, forwards, and sideways before it started, and I wasn't even close. And I don't think I'm alone. But that said, I feel like Coastal's the team to come out of bracket one with Oregon State. Maybe as a team, it's got a lot of pro talent. They've got a shot too, of course. But I just love Coastal's pitching, the depth of it, and all that. And then the other side, I think all eyes are on that Arkansas LSU game. I'd be surprised if one of those two teams doesn't come out of it.
It is something that the SEC gets two teams. They only get two teams in, and everybody was giving the SEC a hard time about, the regional performance and being disappointing. But you look at it, they still, just to tell you how kind of quirky this baseball season has been, they still have the most teams in the conference of the conferences going to Omaha with the two.
Yeah, they got twice as many in as the next best conference. How's that for some spin?
But so it is Arkansas and LSU. This series, you look at the way they both played. LSU did not look good in their regional, but they look impressive in the super regional. And Arkansas has to battle the defending national champions, Tennessee, in the super regional. And they look impressive, did Dave Van Horn's squad.
Yeah, they look really, really good. That game, too, for them was so much easier than it should have been. And in game one, they left a lot of guys on base, and Tennessee had 3 hits and 4 runs or something like that, whatever it was, 2 hits and 3 runs. So, yeah, I think Arkansas just, to me, has been a team. Them and LSU have been the two teams that for most of the season I've circled as the teams I thought were most likely to win it. It's just a complete team. They hit up and down the lineup. The pitching, I think their thing that I'm probably most concerned about is I would like to see a little more consistency out of Zach Root and a little less outburst. That kid was completely out of control.
Yeah.
I thought at the end of that game, sometimes that helps guys and sometimes it doesn't. But I think if they can get that under control, I'll feel a little bit better about him. His performance has been very erratic. But, man, they've just got one power arm after power arm after power arm. My other concern is that they're starting pitching, and I know that's malleable these days with openers and pitching guys in tandem out of the pen and all that. But the guys that they've kind of counted on, including Landon Beidelshees, the Ohio State transfer, he just hasn't been a factor for them lately. I feel like the best Arkansas includes him in a role that looks a lot more like he pitched in much of the year. But those aren't a lot of concerns, and I think those are concerns that are definitely mitigated by the depth and the quality of the rest of that staff.
Oregon State is a team that I just has the history behind, but is known for quality. But I didn't see them a lot until the Florida State Supers this past weekend. But that team looked as rock solid as any. To me, Oregon State, the discipline at the plate as well. I know I think as a team, they're ranked 3rd in the country in walks this year. And that there's not a whole lot of stats that I think translate too well, but getting walks, I think, is one stat that at least that I look at, Chris.
Yeah, no, I do too. I think especially in these kind of formats in the postseason, Steve, when you can tax other pitching staffs and make them throw good pitches, the ball gets out of the yard so easily, and the strike zones I feel like have been pretty tight. I do feel like those are things that can play to their advantage. Now, it is a program with pedigree, as he mentioned, but I think it's also been since 2018 when they won that national title, which I know SEC fans remember how Arkansas lost it. I think this is their first trip back to Omaha since, but they've got some pro talent on that team, including the Arquette kid, who's maybe a top 5 pick in the draft ahead. And I didn't really know what they were going to have after just the weird last 12 months for that program with the Pac-12 disbanding and them having to schedule teams without a conference. I mean, it's amazing what they did in hindsight.
You mentioned the emotion there in that Arkansas-Tennessee game. It's been a lot of talk in college baseball over the last, I guess you could say, 2-3 weeks, is that the emotion level that these players are displaying on the diamond. A lot of your baseball purists are saying, hey, wait a minute, they need to scale it back a little bit because it's kind of getting out of control.
Yeah, and I'm more towards the purist end, but a little bit more flexible. I mean, I think some of the stuff that college baseball does, some of the home run celebrations, the dugout, like those are funny a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like they're creative. And, if you keep it in your dugout and out of somebody else's face, I don't know that it's really harming anybody. And look, you can't live your life trying to not make somebody mad all the time. No, what I object to is the dramatic bat flips and the stare downs and the taking your time running the bases, and especially the FUs and stuff that are directed at other teams' dugouts. To me, that crosses a big line. And it feels like we can't pick a lane, right? Like everybody's either none of it or all of it. And I think the people that are like, oh, these are just kids having fun, blah, blah, blah. When you're seeing guys, just with the open disrespect for other teams and for umpires and everybody, I don't know how we got to a place where we feel like that's okay. But I feel like you got a lot of people defending it. Again, I'm more in the middle and more towards the conservative end. Have some fun in your dugout. Don't rub somebody's nose in it, and certainly, don't turn and scream F-bombs in somebody's faces. I don't know how we got to a point where people will say that's okay, but here we are.
Chris, NIL has been attributed for a lot of things around collegiate athletics. But I mean, there is no doubt that it has elevated the just the quality that we see in football and basketball. But would you say that it's also benefited baseball as well? How much has NIL helped these sports in terms of what we are witnessing year by year? What NIL was 21, I want to say, when it was first implemented. That feels like light years ago. But now that we've had a couple of cycles in this, do you think that NIL has helped the overall quality of college baseball?
Well, I think so. And that's one of those things that you could see coming from a mile away if you had any common sense, that what you could do is you could take the kid who maybe was borderline of, do I want to return to college, or I want to take a, $125,000 offer when I think I could maybe up my draft stock and do better. You can come back, you can get more progress towards your degree, and you can get, you can play ball in a setting that's frankly a lot more, how do I put it, kinder to the human body.
Yeah.
Not the 3 a.m. bus rides to Billings, Montana and stuff like that. And, you playing in front of friendly crowds and, in front of your fellow students and all that kind of stuff. I know some of that seems outdated. Like, we forget about the student part of it, but I do think there's potential for that. But yeah, I think used the right way. And you saw it last year. Ryan Prager didn't go to the draft, came back to Texas A&M. You saw that Kentucky got the Bell kid, their shortstop from high school. Those were probably things that don't happen a few years ago. So yeah, I think anything that can get us more quality players in the game, which it has certainly done, is a change I welcome. And I think that can be one of the positive things, and has been so far.
I know you mentioned that you like Coastal possibly coming out of one end and Arkansas and LSU maybe on the other. Is this one of the most wide open fields, though, that heads to heads to Omaha? Because to me in the past, I mean, last year with Tennessee getting there, it was the Vols were clearly one of the best teams in college baseball. The question was, can they finish the job if they get to Omaha? Seems like we've been asking, can teams finish the job more lately when they get to Omaha? This year, it's like, I get a feeling that it's who is actually going to win this, because we really don't know with this field that's there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like it's less predictable than it's ever been. Like last year, I identified I felt like Tennessee and Texas A&M were the two teams that would come out of those sides of the bracket, and maybe I was just lucky. But like when I looked at the setup of both those teams, I thought they set up really well for the tournament. That's how it went down. This year I was, I had Vanderbilt and LSU in my final, so I've still got a chance of 1 out of 2. But some of these teams that, like nobody saw Murray State coming. I didn't see Louisville or Arizona coming. Coastal Carolina, you could have seen that ahead of time. Oregon State, I just didn't know enough. Maybe, I guess, is a good way to put it. I didn't see UCLA getting out of that side of the bracket. I didn't see, again, Murray State. So yeah, I mean, so far it's been very unpredictable, and I feel like, yeah, I mean, based on what you've seen so far, I don't know how you can have a lot of confidence. And to sort of further complicate it, the two teams that I think are the best two teams in the tournament, Arkansas and LSU, and maybe that's SEC bias, but in my opinion, that's who they are. They're matched up in game one, which clouds it a little bit more.
Is there any? I'm thinking of like Cal Raleigh, the big dumper of going on a heater, that type of thing. Is there a guy that has really helped himself in this tournament in terms of the MLB draft is right around the corner?
Yeah.
Anybody top of mind right there for you?
Well, I mean, you got a few of the coastal pitchers have for sure.
Yeah.
The guys that are coming to mind, some of them are more a year out guys, like Derek Curiel, who was a big time prospect anyway. He's picked up his hitting in the postseason. I don't know if Jared Jones at LSU has helped or hurt himself. He's not a super highly regarded draft prospect. Probably not a top 5 round guy for sure. I don't know if he's helped himself a little bit. I mean, I think Zach Root probably helped himself.
Yeah.
With the way he's looked. And part of the difficulty to answer the question, there's so many draft prospects.
Yeah, I
in
get
this
that.
thing to think of all of them at once is a little daunting. But I think the Helfrich kid at Arkansas, he's a year out, but he's had a really good tournament. Was really good at the Cape last year. I'm sure I'm missing some obvious people, and that is going to be more of an SEC biased answer because that's where I've spent my time in watching. I'll give you another one. I think Zion Rose at Louisville might be another one. I don't know what his performance has been for the tournament on the whole, but I feel like when I watched him, he's a pro prospect. I mean, there's a lot of them. I'm sure I've missed some good ones, but that's what's top of mind.
All right, Chris Lee, kind enough to join us this morning on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Chris, let everybody know where they can find you and your work.
Yeah, just search Southeastern16 at YouTube and also on your podcast platforms. We cover SEC baseball, basketball, football year round. So hope people will check us out. I think they'll like what they see, and thank you for your time today.
Yeah, it won't be long, and we'll be all over in Atlanta SEC Media Days. Less than a month.
Yeah. I mean, that's when it's getting there. And it was like we have no downtime anymore, right?
I know.
We go right from college baseball, we get 2 weeks off. You've got the draft and the portal to cover in the meantime, and then we get to media days, and it's just
what's downtime, Chris?
From there,
I have no idea what downtime is.
Boy, we're all in that boat.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Chris Lee, kind enough to spend some time with us on a Tuesday. Let's get a break in. 256-576-4977. Phone lines open after this.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The Braves roll into the 2025 season with a singular focus. Bring home the division title and remind the league what Atlanta is all about.
Swung on, driven to left center field and deep. That baby's out of here. Austin Riley. 3-0 to Olsen, and he powers one. Deep right center field to the wall. It's going to fly. It's a home run. Back-to-back homers.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long. Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WCCN.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. So one of the things we love to do is just play clips of things on the show.
Oh, okay.
And before yesterday, this is how Drew DeArmond would describe the Atlanta Braves.
You lollygag the ball around the infield. You lollygag your way down to first. You lollygag in and out of the dugout. Do you know what that makes you, Larry? Lollygaggers. Lollygaggers. What's our record, Larry? 8-16. 8-16. We ever win 8. It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
So going into yesterday, the Atlanta Braves had lost 7 in a row.
I said 10 last night because it felt like 10.
Yeah, but they get it done. They get it done yesterday.
Chris Sale was amazing. Because I can remember at one point during that game, and yes, I watch way too much of my Atlanta Braves. And so,
as Drew would say, you get to watch them.
Yes, I get
you
to
get
watch
to watch
them.
the Atlanta Braves.
I get to watch them.
You are one of the few.
Yes,
you
I
are
get to
one
watch
of the
them.
few.
And the Braves were trailing 1-0. This was, I think, around about the 5th inning, and I was thinking, wow, we're going to lose 1-0, and just because Bryce Elder had a fantastic game over the weekend against the Giants. Right. Squandered away.
Yeah.
And I really thought we were headed down the same path.
That's probably about his game. I mean, one of his best games of his career, not just of the season.
Yeah.
We're talking one of the best games of his career.
I think he had 12 strikeouts.
Yes.
In that loss that he pitched into the 8th inning.
Well, the Braves 7-1 winners over the Brewers yesterday, 28-37. They're back at it today, or the Atlanta Braves, and it's a 6:40 first pitch.
We'll have it for you.
And Holmes is on the mound.
He is arguably
Grant Holmes is on the mound for the Braves.
And it's back to where he had his very first start, and that is Milwaukee. And that was just a year ago. Remember, right out of the gate, he was coming out of the bullpen. But now I would argue, in terms of consistency this year, now keep in mind the last 5 starts for Chris Sale has been fantastic. But consistency throughout this entire year, I would say Grant Holmes is the most consistent pitcher that the Braves have had this year.
So I asked Drew this yesterday, and we talked a little bit about it. Were you okay with, and now we find out there's 2 sides to the thing. The Atlanta Braves optioned Craig Kimbrell to AAA.
Yeah.
He opted for free agency.
Yeah.
So that's why he is not there. The Braves didn't just say adios. They let him go because he opted for free agency. Were you okay, though, with how that went down? 1 game, 1 inning on the road for somebody that had meant so much to the franchise. The Braves could have done this when he was at home. Let him pitch 1 more inning at home and then do this. But did it need to be done that soon and on the road?
Considering the train wreck that is the Braves bullpen right now. And keep in mind, I think we were all holding our breath with Iglesias coming in last night. I certainly was.
Right.
Because when I saw him get up in the bullpen, all right, big rally here. Big rally. We're only up by 2. Come on now. We need a big rally. But sure enough, we were able to get a home run. But that's kind of my mentality right now.
No lead is safe.
Exactly. I wish I had more information on why it was one and done.
Yes, I think that's where people want to know.
You're telling me he cannot help the bullpen in the state that it's in right now?
Yeah, and there was Father Time has taken away his ability to close games. He is not going to be a closer, but he could be a 7th inning, 8th inning hold'em guy for you. Get 3 outs, maybe get an out, get 2 outs. Is he the worst? Was he the worst option in that bullpen?
I mean, the way the Braves reacted makes me think that they saw something they really didn't like, either in his mechanics or his velocity or command, or there was obviously something, because to go 1 and done like that, I wasn't expecting that.
Right. It's almost like we just went ahead and got it out of the way. We're going to give you your inning. We don't like the way it's trending. We're going to give you your inning, and it's going to be done.
But I thought he earned that opportunity from the numbers that I was seeing of him pitching.
Everything you heard from AAA was, he's going to be – because remember, when Ronald Acuna came back, the whole thing was the Braves are going to get a shot in the arm because Ronald Acuna is going to come back this week. And oh, by the way, Craig Kimbrell's coming back too. We're gonna do a double call up.
Yeah.
You're going to get both of them. It's going to be the shot in the arm. It's going to be this. Oh, well, look at this catch. Squirrel moment. I know, but
okay,
look,
Wes. All right, Wes. Is this the evening show? Is this the drive? Am I hosting the drive right now?
What we do in the mornings too.
Oh my goodness gracious!
But we see something on TV.
This is why I cannot have televisions. When we first started the drive,
right,
Wes would show up with a laptop, and about 3 shows into it, I closed the laptop. I couldn't take it. I just could not take it.
We do it on this show too.
All right, Squirrel.
We do it. Do we not do it on this show too? We'll be talking about one thing and we see it on TV, and all of a sudden we go
from the unnamed Athletics.
Denzel Clark, beautiful catch. Yes.
Can we just call them the Sacramento Athletics? Anyway, a public service announcement here. I would, as miserable as the last week and a half has been for all Braves fans out there, I can attest to this. I would like to publicly thank the Phillies for going on a 5-game losing skid. I would like to publicly put it out there of the Nationals being mediocre. I would really like to thank the Marlins for being the Marlins. The fact that the Braves are 9 games under 500 and
9 games back of the wild card and 13 half.
9 games back of the wild card. I mean, isn't America great?
Well, it's time for your weekly Colorado Rockies update.
Oh, boy.
We pick out the worst team in Major League Baseball. We did it last year with the Chicago White Sox.
They were on a heater over the weekend.
Well, they're 3-7. They've lost 3 in a row, but they're above 10 wins because at one time, remember, Scotty Scheffler had the same amount of wins in the month of May as the Colorado Rockies did at 3.
Yeah.
So they are now 12-53, by far the worst record in all of Major League Baseball. They are 27 games back of the Dodgers and 25 games back of a wild card spot.
I wonder how many White Sox fans are thinking, thank goodness for the Rockies.
I wonder if they're going to be sellers or buyers at the trade deadline.
Yeah. They're 25 games back on the wild card.
I wonder,
27 games back in their own division, which is by far the class of any division in Major League Baseball.
Right.
NL West.
Well, the Atlanta Braves will have a decision to make. Remember, July 31st, that trade deadline for the Atlanta Braves, 28-37, buyers or sellers. That is something they will have to decide. All right, let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll continue. Phone lines open to you, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
Temperatures drop into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon actually looks quite nice. Plenty of sunshine across the area. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s, making a pretty solid run at 90 degrees, dropping into the mid and upper 60s as we head into the overnight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway, Rise Real Estates, and Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
It just works. Picture this. You're at home doing whatever it is you do. Then the power goes out. Then what? Well, at my house, life goes on. We have a Generac automatic home standby generator from Current Electrical and Generator Services. For your home security and peace of mind, get a free personal consultation on how a Generac automatic home standby generator can protect you. Current Electrical and Generator Services. Call or visit us on the web at HuntsvilleGenerators.com. You've got the power.
The Tom Abraham Show, weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WCZN TV.
One of the things we like to do is talk about what we talk about during commercials. Not this one. Not that commercial. We are not talking about the Waffle House visit to Indianapolis in the middle of the night where some poor individual broke up with her girlfriend.
But wasn't she
She was a very friendly waitress, but at 2:00 in the morning at a Waffle House.
But
the problem is she just broke up with her girlfriend, and she was feeling
was the manager at an Arby's
across the street.
Yeah, across the street.
Yes.
This is a 2 a.m. visit in January of 2022.
We had to drive
while we were waiting on Jordy Armand to
get
show
there.
up.
We had to take some back roads from the house because we were in Nolensville. We were in Nolensville, and we were playing pool at the house, and we were on some food. And so we Googled Waffle House. We found one about 6 miles away.
Billiards, for those
Yes.
of you
Playing and so we decided to drive to Waffle House at 2:00 in the morning.
Who wouldn't?
And we get there, and it was the nicest Waffle House I'd been to in a while.
It was just us, too.
It was just us, and the waitress decided to tell us her whole life that she just broke up with her girlfriend, who was the manager at the Arby's across the street.
Yes, I remember that vividly.
And it was, well.
But then halfway through
what
the
do you
deal,
say? I'm
our
sorry.
phone's blowing up.
I don't know what
Drew's saying, we're going to be there in 20 minutes. We're going to be there in 10 minutes. And
we're like, well, that's great. We're eating breakfast.
We're eating. And the looks on their faces. Drew was not by himself as well as Brett Beard, who hosts a fine program over in the Florence area, came up, and the looks on their faces like, we could already be in bed. We could already be asleep. Y'all had to go to Waffle House.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
We earned that trip to Waffle House.
Because little did they know that was the ice storm that came on the heels of the ice storm. Remember that shut down pretty much all of Nashville, most of Huntsville, and it was in that area, and it was in that southern Kentucky area that we had to drive through. And so we had to go back roading. Remember, we had to get off the interstate, and we had to go some country roads because there
was a truck trying to go up
a hill that jackknifed, and so the detour to the detour was broken, so we had to venture around.
I can still remember being at the base of this hill, seeing this semi try to go up the hill, and I don't remember if I said it out loud, but I at least was thinking, this is not going to end well.
And that was the University Kia Dodge Caravan that we got. Not Caravan, it was the Dodge Durango.
And that thing was fantastic.
It hauled.
Yeah.
It moved, but it was like, okay, we aren't going to test our luck with this one because we don't want to bring this back in a million pieces to Arthur.
And we didn't.
No, we didn't. But it was a good trip. And anyway, that was the discussion during the commercial break. It was
among other things.
Yes. 256-576. Oh, 4977. So one of the biggest things with the House settlement that came out, $20 million. We all know it's going to be salary cap, and football is expected to take about 13 to 15. Collectives are still going to exist. They're going to have to report. We went over all of that. But the biggest question is who's going to get hurt by this the most, though? Because football and basketball are going to be fine. They're going to be saved. You're just going to have a lot of rosters. But the story yesterday was these private equity groups that are partnering with some of these conferences and teams. They're going to pay them. I mean, you're going to get money. It's going to be a transfusion of cash. Is that going to be a case where we are going to devalue the education part of all this? I know it's on the very thin ice right now anyway, because we're paying athletes, and the next step is they're going to become employees probably of schools, and that's going to be the end of it. But these private equity firms, these conferences and schools are partnering with private equity firms. And the thing is, with these private equity firms, they're going to want a return on investment, an ROI. That's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear the letters ROI, return on investment. If you want a return on your investment, you don't want these kids in school. You want them practicing. You want them playing. You want them to be the best they can be. So are these private equity firms that these schools are partnering with, is that a slippery slope for college athletics? And is it something we don't need?
Feels that way. Right now we have 134 Division I football teams. I am not so much concerned about the Alabama and Auburns of the world. I am more concerned about UNA. I'm more concerned about Jack State. I'm more concerned even about Troy.
Right.
There's 134 Division I teams right now. I would venture to say that number is not going to balloon up anytime soon, that number is actually going to go down, that we are eventually going to whittle down to, I'll say 68. I'll say somewhere in the 60s,
right,
where this will be sustainable, and college football in particular, that because remember, these schools have to opt in. Not all the,
not everyone's going to opt in. Right.
So I hope I'm wrong, but I do think that this will whittle down Division I college football down to the 60s rather than 134 schools.
Then where do the other ones go, though? Do they fall back? Because I still call it 1AA. But do they fall down to the FCS? Yeah. Do they go back to the FCS level? Or do they create, or do we ultimately get what we thought we were going to get in the very beginning? Two Division I. I mean, they're all Division I, and that's the thing. FCS is Division I, FBS is Division I, but are we going to get subdivision? Are we going to get another subdivision in this whole thing where the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, the Big 12, and yes, I know it, we're going to say it because they're getting a television right. The television rights deal, the grant of rights is expected to be announced today, the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Are we going to count them as a Power 5 again? Are they going to be a Power 5? Or are we still going to have Power 4? But let's just say it is what it is right now. The 4 break away. That's your national champion in your Power 4. The rest of the teams fall in line there, and then they can compete for a national championship.
I don't see how this long term can stay at 134 teams. Just from the simple math, and even like
let's use Tulane. I'm going to use Tulane for example, because John Summerall,
I was thinking about that.
He got offered Power 4 jobs this offseason.
What, 3 different teams?
Yes. And so he could have moved up. He could have moved up to a Power 4, but he chose to stay at Tulane because Tulane was on the verge. They were close to getting a playoff berth, okay, this past offseason.
That's right.
But the likelihood of Tulane ever winning a national championship, I love John Summerall, and I think he's a fantastic coach. We've known him since his days at Grissom. 0. Tulane's not going to win a college football national championship. Tulane's going to get into the playoffs, but Tulane is not going to win a college football national championship in the landscape that we have now. They are not going to be able to pay enough players. They are not going to be able to get enough players to win a college football national championship.
I'll never say never to that, simply because it is one thing that I love about sports. And probably the thing that I love most about sports is just because you have the most talent doesn't always equal wins. So there's at least a lot from the magazine world that are putting a lot around this Tulane team this year. and they do not have to go through an SEC gauntlet of a schedule, although their path to the college football playoff is far more difficult than an SEC, meaning that they have to pitch a perfect game pretty much to get into the college football playoff. But it's I'll never say never to that, but at the same time, it's a difficult process. But I will also say this, after the news that came out yesterday in regards of Kentucky losing a particular person over to Louisville that is now in charge of the general manager spot there at Louisville.
Right.
There is a lot of people that are in the belief that Mark Stoops is in some big trouble in Kentucky. And if that job is open, I mean, the obvious name for Kentucky fans is
John Summerall.
Summerall.
Yes.
But I mean, he has shown some loyalty to Tulane, and it's very admirable.
He's done it the right way. I mean, he's coached at every different position, different level to work his way up.
Everywhere he goes, he wins.
He won at Troy. Then he takes the Tulane job, and they have a collapse. They had a collapse at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But John Summerall is a fantastic coach. He's even a better human than he is a coach. We got a message that says college football will go to Power 4 at 20 teams each. 4 conferences, 20 teams each, 80 teams, and that'll be what college football is on the big scale. The rest will probably go somewhere else. I mean, if you're the Akrons of the world, if you're Ball States, Akrons, Bowling Green, South Alabama, you're not going to win a national championship.
No.
There's no way in hell you're going to win a national championship.
You're
going to fight and you're going to play, but you're not going to win one.
I would imagine if your team is in the Sun Belt or the Big South or whatever the case may be.
Would you want a separate division to create your own national championship?
Not to say that they need those money games.
Right, but you can still play them. You can still play the Alabamas. You can still play the Auburns. You can still play the Tennessees, the LSUs, the Floridas. You can still get your 1.5 or 2 something million.
Yeah.
You can still do that. But the question is, will the SECs and the Big Tens play them?
I mean, we're all waiting on to see what the college football playoff is going to look like, and we'll find that out most likely before December.
I'd laugh at that.
How about that?
Whatever.
Well,
I know they've got to come up with a deadline. I know they've got to come up with it, but I'm beginning to think something's going to freeze over before the SEC even decides that we're going to play 9 games or 8 games.
Oh, they're playing a game of chicken with the college football playoff. It is a game of chicken because the SEC is not releasing their schedule until the college football playoff releases what they're going to do in 26 and beyond.
Well, here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to release our final break. When we come back, we're going to have your tomorrow's headlines. We're going to wrap all this up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Would you call a plumber for a root canal? The same goes for selling your timberland or farm. Choose someone who understands your property and can help you on the front end so you can capitalize on the back end. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction. As a guide, I have put many hunters in position to take a shot. It's time for you to take your shot. Let's talk about putting you in position to sell your property. Call me at 256-609-0512. Remember, Bo knows land.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics. to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
John Abraham here from The Blitz. Look, I love a good party, so why not join me on June 27th at Bobcat of Huntsville as we celebrate their new location on Highway 20 in Madison, right beside Redstone Harley-Davidson. I recently got to check out their massive 13,000 square foot location, and I was amazed. Don't just take my word for it. Come on down to Bobcat of Huntsville and enjoy the day from 10 to 3 p.m. Food, fun, and a whole lot of door prizes will be available, so don't miss out as the Blitz will be live on location June 27th.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, so I saw this, and I had to do a little research to make sure it's actually true. Every Major League Baseball team, there's 32 of them, right?
Yep.
Every one of them leads the majors.
31. I don't know if the Rockies count.
They all lead the majors in one stat. Did you know that? Some of them are obscure stats.
Yeah.
But every one of them leads the majors.
I know what the Rockies lead in.
What do you think the Colorado Rockies lead in?
Losses.
But they also lead the league in most triples.
Hey, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they play in a big enough ballpark. I mean, so, okay. I can buy that. Yeah. I'm afraid to ask. What do the Braves lead in?
I just wanted to. Let me just team. Let's do.
Feels like largest bullpen ERA. Maybe is what the Braves lead in.
Yeah, the Colorado Rockies lead the majors with 19 triples. Okay, the Atlanta Braves lead the league. You're gonna laugh at this. Most defensive runs saved. At plus 47.
Really?
Yeah. The Arizona Diamondbacks, best OPS went ahead in the count. The Athletics, most successful challenges, 15. The Baltimore Orioles, I don't know how they did this stat, heaviest team by average weight.
Really?
219 pounds.
They're carrying the load there in the AL East right now.
The Chicago Cubs have the highest first pitch strike percentage at 66%.
Analytics. I mean,
the New York Mets have the best team ERA.
Yeah, they sure do.
The Philadelphia Phillies have the most starts of at least 7 innings pitched.
Yeah, they've got a solid staff.
The Tampa Bay Rays have the most 9th inning comeback wins at 4. Every Major League Baseball team leads at least one stat.
That's interesting.
And the Washington Nationals, most games won as the betting underdog.
Okay. With that being said, can I just say one thing about the Stanley Cup playoff last night? That was fantastic last night. If you watched the third period, what Florida and Edmonton were doing, that was old-time hockey last night. I was all in. All in.
That 20 seconds, the most we've talked NHL in 5 years on this show.
But
We're out of time. No more. It's done.
Old time hockey. Eddie Shore.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day, Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Coralejos Mexican Grill.